should be also practiced in the fire team level. But it's the gunner's responsibility to kind of speak to the driver on whether they want the vehicle moved in a certain area, if they don't have eyes or if they can get better eyes. Since, again, you're about 10, 15 feet off the ground, so you need to communicate with your team clearly, and that communication should be kept up throughout the mission or throughout the training that you're going through. One of the things that we're hoping to see tonight is also the communication between either fire team leads or the navigator, per se, and the driver. It's crucial that we don't lose track of where we're headed and which way we're heading. Going off course because of a navigation mistake can cause lives and can also cause you to lose your vehicle, which can be a larger than expected issue for us, especially at the squad level. So let's see. A couple of things. I guess I'll ask, and if I'll see who has the answer, you can just put a C in chat and I'll call up on you. What are some of the driver's responsibilities in the driver's seat as they're driving? No one? Tage?
IDs or ambush threats.
Great. And should you see an ID or an ambush threat, what are you going to be doing as a driver?
Calling it out and maneuvering away from it.
Perfect.
If possible.
Yeah, if possible. That's the crucial kind of thing you should keep in mind. Drivers, we don't expect you to drive, off the side of a cliff trying to bypass an IED. There is something called pushing through contact. So should we take contact and you don't see a safe spot for us to dismount and engage from, you will have to push through contact, which just means move through, get to a safe location. If that means going towards the enemy and going past them, you do so. Usually your fire team leader or navigator might be calling that out. During this time, we expect the gunners to have suppressive fire down. Gunners, don't be afraid to use your gun. The 50 cal is very strong, as we saw last week. It's crucial that you put bullets down. The navigators and other people in the vehicle, feel free to call it out to your gunner for the direction. So you can use the clock system to kind of give them direction as to 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, or you can use the front, back of the vehicle, or you can use a compass. Doesn't matter. It's up to you. But please, please, please communicate with your gunner. Your gunner has a limited range of view. And one of the things that I personally like, and when I was a fire team leader, I always taught my guys, was use the radio. Talk over the radio when you're in a vehicle. There's a lot going on. There's an engine going off. There's bullets coming at you. So use your radio to kind of communicate with your gunner and back to your driver. Now, in terms of the gunner, we just went over kind of what you should be doing should you take contact, but it's also important as a gunner that you keep your team and your fire team leader updated. That means if you're running out of ammo, you call it up before you run out of ammo and you have to reload. If you're completely out of ammo, you should be letting your team leader know that you're getting red or orange so that the squad can know at a higher level and we can kind of anticipate it. Did you got something?
Negative.
Okay. So those are some of the key things to look out for. I'm not going to touch on everything in terms of being in the vehicle because a lot of it is at a fire team level, and so your fire team leaders will kind of guide you through it. Let's go over and let's walk over to the southeast here. We got a couple of vehicles there. We'll go over a couple more items over there.
All right, Charlie, break left. Let's go.
Just not move at all. Uh-oh.
Yep. All right, perfect. So a couple of items that I wanted to go over when we're in a convoy formation, so when we have multiple vehicles. Should we take contact and one of the vehicles be damaged or otherwise destroyed, does anyone know what the correct response is, or kind of the SOP response that we want to go with?
Move past it. or wait from it to a more secure position, then you can move to secure the area, and then retrieve the personnel or maybe repair it if possible.
Exactly. But the first part is kind of what I was looking for, is move away from that vehicle. If that first vehicle is damaged to the point where it can't move, most likely there's higher guns. Most likely there's RPGs or rockets or something hitting it. Meaning, if you stand by it or if you pull your vehicle in front of it trying to block it, you're going to be the next vehicle that's going to go. So what we want to do is move away from it, get into a secure location, dismount, assess the situation, and figure out what we can do. If it's a rescue mission, then we'll have to plan for a rescue mission to get those Marines out of there. If the vehicle is still repairable, then we're going to plan for extracting that vehicle and getting it to a secure location. But you don't want to stop right in front of it. You don't want to stop right behind it. You want to get into a secure location. Now, the secure location can be created using your vehicles. These MRAPs have a lot of power. If you're by a wall of a compound, and it's a clay or a brick wall, that MRAP can go through it. If you don't see any other way and your guys are taking fire, drive through the wall, make an opening, let your guys get into hard cover. You can also get that vehicle into hard cover by doing so. Place it behind a wall. Find a wall where, half the vehicle is covered. Your gunner can still see over it. They can still put fire down. Meanwhile, your guys can dismount safely behind that wall, and you can kind of maneuver from there, from compound to compound, building to building. One of the things that happened last week was we took a little bit of time trying to get the vehicles into cover, and as a result, we got a damaged vehicle and a number of casualties. Now, one of the things that we learned from last week as well, should we start taking RPG fire like we did last time? And, we're kind of hitting a town or an objective. We have contacts directly in front of us, and we are taking heavy fire. Again, push through contact or push through until you get to a secure location. Don't stop in the dead middle of the road. Herringboning right when you take contact is not always advised, because a lot of times as soon as you herringbone, you're out in the middle of a big field and you don't have any cover. All right? So keep those things in mind, especially for tonight. There's a couple of formations that I think everyone's kind of been used to now, but in case for the newer guys, if you don't remember. So we have wagon wheel, and last week we kind of went over that. Essentially what happens is the convoy will circle around an area and get into a circular, like a wheel motion. And that is essentially called a wagon wheel where it's essentially if we're halting for an extended period of time. The next one is a herringbone, and that's when the convoy will have vehicles go left and right off the road in a pattern about 10 meters off the road, and you want to alternate to the left and the right. And you can keep your guns kind of facing, if you're on the left side, to the left, if you're on the right side, to the right. And the last one is the VCP, which is vehicle checkpoint. We've dealt with that before. I won't go into that. And if it need be, talk to your fire team leaders. They'll go through that with you. Okay, some final comments regarding walking the vehicles. So that might happen tonight. We might have to walk the vehicles through an objective or through a town. Walking a vehicle means you're going to dismount your Marines, your driver most likely, and your gunner will stay in, and you'll be going through most likely a hostile area or a unknown area, which could have hostiles. The reasoning for the dismounting is not so that you look pretty. It's so that the dismounts can move ahead of the vehicle and clear corners, clear kill zones, clear buildings that you can't see into. So you should have some spacing there. One of the things we saw last week was not a lot of spacing, and the vehicle's moving way too fast for the dismounts to actually clear anything. Drivers, dismounts a bit of space, give them a little bit of time, go a bit slower. Gunners, you should be watching down, main alleyways, big gap areas that you can cover. And dismounts, your job again is to talk to each other, communicate with the other dismounts, and move through. Clear any death zones, clear any alleyways, any compounds, the lower floors of things that your gunner can't see into, and essentially keep your vehicle as safe as possible. Now, should we take contact inside a small town that we're moving through and we got dismounts, what do you guys think is the correct thing to do? Anyone but Tage. There's no wrong answers.
Can you say again, Sergeant?
What do you think we should do if we're walking a vehicle through a town, let's say, and you got buildings on both sides and we start taking contact?
Hold the vehicles and take out the contacts.
Well,
Okay.
depends, or well, depending, continue moving forward depending on the situation.
Exactly. So if you're taking contact and a small arms fire coming down, most likely what you're going to do is you're going to get into hard cover, return fire and suppress the enemy, figure out where the contact's coming from, and engage them. If you're able to engage with your 50 cal, great, engage with the 50 cal. Keep in mind that the 50 cal can shoot through sheet metal, it can shoot through thin walls, put some fire down. Then the dismounts can actually move and bound up to the contact. If it's a building that it's coming from, you clear that building. Once it's cleared, you call up your vehicle to come up. Now, if we have two vehicles that are behind each other, if we have a convoy, the first vehicle can actually engage where the contact is coming from. If it's from the front 180, and the second vehicle should be watching kind of the rear or the side security, making sure that we don't get flanked. All right. And that goes for, if you have a number of vehicles in the back, if you have three vehicles and the third one in the back will watch the opposite flank. And then the fourth one will most likely be watching the rear and so on and so forth. But communication is key there. If you're taking contact and you're one of the dismounts, you call it up to the driver. The driver can halt or get into a secure position. If you're taking RPG fire and you have dismounts, the dismounts should be moving away from the vehicle. That RPG is going to be aiming right at the truck or at the MRAP. And if it gets hit, guess what? If you're within 5-10 meters from it, you're dead. All right. So you want to always have a good amount of space in your vehicle. Sometimes it's not possible. I understand that. That's why we want to move ahead of the vehicle or stay further back. Give a good amount of radius around the vehicle. Don't stick right by it. And I know a lot of people, their first thought is if we take contact, run to what we deem safe, which is a vehicle. That's not always the case. You run to it, that thing blows up. Now we got 4 dead Marines. All right. I think I've kind of touched up on everything at this point. Fogel, do you have anything else that I missed?
No, let's form a VCP with the first two fix, just so some people that aren't aware of it can see what that looks like and why it works the way it does.
Okay. What's up?
All right, Alpha.
Oh,
Cool.
thanks.
All right, move out of the road.
Hey, when I said we, I meant you and me.
Sorry. Oh, you already in this?
Charlie, just come from the vehicle. Over.
Your flags.
Sierra, you on spotted?
Back up. Give him more room. We know how ARMA is. Hit us.
Here, checking in to 4-1.
Lima Charlie, 4-1.
Anyway, guys, it's basically this formation, right? The idea is that a road or a blocking position we want to take, we move a offset vehicle behind first fix such that we can create room for another vehicle to pass between them if need be, but that a vehicle can't just rush through our lines and break through our lines. So it's a physical blocking position that we can force incoming vehicles to slow down on. So it forms a vehicular checkpoint, which is why we call it a VCP. Does that make sense to everyone? Any questions on that?
Would you normally have the lead vehicle angled slightly to cover more of the road, like physically block more of the road?
Yeah, you would do angles. I don't know if Sergeant Payne touched that, but basically always you want to angle VIX to provide either cover concealment in a certain direction, or if your guys are going to dismount from the vehicle so that they're dismounted in cover and concealment. So you'd slightly angle the VIX, but you don't actually want to angle them too much, because part of the beauty of the VCP is that you can just kind of stop on the road without doing like a herringbone thing, and you get kind of they got a stop and go feature to them. Pahe?
You're on Whisper.
Is it only one vehicle who's going to offset, or is it situational?
Yeah, so one vehicle, I didn't really move the first pick over far enough to the right, but one vehicle is basically going to be on the right, and one vehicle is going to be offset to the left.
Okay.
The point is that the gap between them should be, not large enough that someone can rush through it, and not small enough that they can't get through it at all.
Copy that.
Sergeant Payne, did you have anything else to add? You're on Whisper.
Oh, sorry. No, I should be good.
Okay, gentlemen, the objective of today's training is we are going to be working on the integration of infantry and vehicle crews, which is something I expect we'll have to do to a high performance degree at the operation, maybe not this week, but during this cycle at some point. So we're going to start off with one team crewing 2 Vics, and the other team being the ground team, the passengers of those 2 Vics. And then we'll switch it up after a few training objectives so that both teams get some experience, both crewing and being the ground team. The reason why we're doing this is for the close integration, integration of infantry and the vehicle crews. So use SquadNet. Keep, if you're just like if 2 fire teams on the ground, if you're 1 fire team and you need covering fire or something, radio to the vehicle crew team. The same radio calls. If you're the vehicle crew team, right, then treat your vehicle crews just like buddy teams, right? Use the vehicles to, one vehicle can be on security, the other can be supporting fire. Be smart. Notice how the vehicles are set up right now in a proper VCP. So 2 vehicles might be mounted and the other might be dismounted and doing stuff, and they're in the security towards the road. That's a good example there. Any questions on anything before we head off?
Fogel, if you want for tonight, I can be on convoy net to make sure we're good with that as well.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
I'll leave comms up to team leaders to decide. However, I do recommend vehicle commanders handle comms rather than drivers, but I'll leave that up to team leads. Alpha, why don't you start as vehicle crew, get in the first 2 Vics, and assign crews.
First 2 Vics, Staff Sergeant?
Yep.
All right, blue team in first Vic, red team in second Vic. Let's
Quinn,
go.
Jordan, first Vic.
Copy.
Lacey, Harrison in the second Vic. Alright, doesn't matter who's driving and all that. They were being spread out. Just pick a spot and do it.
Yeah.
Make sure we do have a gunner though. Driver and gunner.
Main, go gunner. Oh, there's already
Castle, you
gunner.
might have got into the co-driver seat. You might want to fix that.
It's fine. He's. Alright, you're going in that one, or I'll go in the second Vic.
Yeah, it just counts as a passenger seat for that quick mount function. That's why I manually got into
3-1, check your earplugs.
Make sure you got your plugs in.
Charlie
Boys.
blue team is all on
I'll be
the
the
first
second
Vic.
Vic.
Roger, go ahead, thank you. Make sure you got your earplugs in.
We got all blue team, make sure
Huh?
earplugs is in.
Yeah, I'll do our comms. Okay. Hey, make sure you tell whoever's in the first Vic co-driver seat that they got to do comms.
Oh, hey, you have a 152, right? Over.
Yeah, tell them that.
Yeah, I have 152 ready.
You want to do it?
Okay, just
Alpha
be on
Actual,
57
when ready,
base,
step aside
and then
towards
later on
the
when
town
we're
of Zero.
touring, I'll need you
Make
to
sure
be
you
in
check
charge
in
of
as
the
well.
second vehicle.
This
Over.
one doesn't have the
Make sure
hatches.
Vic one.
This one sucks.
Copy that.
Vic one
Just be
checking
sure
in
5-7, correct?
Hey, we're in 57. Over.
Vic 2 checking in 5-7.
Where's my hatches, man?
Alpha to Actual, you said we're going to Objective 1 first? Alpha Actual, negative, town of Athera, northwest, over. Copy.
Will you check 5-7?
Big one turning right. Big one turning right.
Can you have a GPS on you? Oh, I'm sorry. Philip, you have a GPS on you?
Yes.
Oh, you okay, that's good. Alright, so when I take command of the second
Alright,
vehicle,
blue team, if we have to dismount and walk the vehicles, you guys have the front vehicle, obviously, because you're in it. You also got the front sector, and we'll get the rear. Over.
we can copy. Alright, good team. Once we are asked to dismount, Philip and Wayne, I want you on the left side of the vehicle. I'll take the right side. Alright, and Philip, since you have the GPS, when I take command of the second waiter, I need you to be the driver and turn on your GPS, okay? Alright.
Alpha, we're going to end up assaulting this gas station on the south side of Athera. Set up your vehicles in supporting positions and let Alpha know, correction Bravo know, correction Charlie know when they can dismount and get the clear. Alpha copies.
Alright, blue team, make sure you're loaded. Sorry, ready and loaded. Wayne, your NVG, put it in now.
Alpha Charlie, you guys are good to dismount.
Blue team, dismount. High on the right side of the lead vehicle. Watching the road to the northwest.
3-1, make sure we clear this house and we're standing beside before we move.
Dismount. Team's gonna go clear this two-story. You guys hold security on where we're at right now.
Copy that, blue team is secure. Setting up security.
Alright. Moving right. Moving in. Don't
Alright,
stairwell. Hold the stairwell.
Gunner staying. Everyone else is going for security.
Philip, I want you to move to my side because the road is much wider than expected, so secure it with you.
Jump for.
Last friendly out. The left's even worse over here.
Alright, boys. If you
We're
see
gonna have to
anything, we
move
should
right.
call it out.
Alpha, Charlie's gonna take the east, northeast approach on the gas station, approaching from the bush line to the right. Over.
Alpha copies. We got you covered.
Alright, Bahe, or blue team, go ahead and take us out northeast, and you're gonna cut northwest towards the gas station.
Northeast
Go,
side
over.
to the bushes.
Copy that, moving.
Make sure you don't shoot.
Team on me. Shifting northwest now.
Roger.
Blue team is approaching this burnout building.
Roger, hold at the burnt out building and hold security towards the north. 180 over.
Copy that. Wayne, Phillips on the north side of the wall. Secure that side.
Alright, clear out this burnt out building.
A firm.
I'm on you, Pahe.
Alright, moving.
Alpha Charlie, we have movement at the gas station.
Reaching.
Alright, back room clear.
This is an open.
Roger, movement at the gas station. Is it hostile? Over.
We believe so. One time is armed individual.
Roger, over. Alright, blue team, go ahead and get moving north.
Full fire until Charlie's
west
ready to begin their assault.
Gas station. Find the nearest piece of cover near the gas station.
Alpha Charlie's going to be laying by the destroyed car to the northwest
copies.
of the gas pumps.
Blue team on me. Let's move a bit northeast, and then we'll cut to the gas station on the backside.
Right behind you.
I'm seeing a light wall
Where?
just behind the gas station.
Hold where you are. Unless you, yeah, hold on. No, don't hold at that wall. Hold at the shrubbery for now. We're gonna signal that we're ready for the attack.
Copy that. Wait, get back. And go on whisper.
Charlie is set to assault the gas station if you want to open up contact, if you know he's hostile. Over.
I got movement
Unknown
behind
Charlie.
the
Alpha, copy
blown
last,
up
over.
truck. West-northwest,
Copy,
moving behind the
same.
truck. No eyes. Can't be ID.
Same. Okay.
Copy. No frag grenades over the
Seems
wall.
like
Don't
I have
frag
movement.
over the wall.
Charlie, our man unknown.
Roger. Alpha will go ahead, or Charlie will go ahead and push in from the north. Over.
Hey, you got movement on
We
the
got
north.
movement in north.
Hey, you just stood up.
Roger.
He's in compound now, ready to keep
Position
cover, go.
of vehicle for blocking position to the northwest.
Team on me. Come on, this side.
I'm hit.
Copies.
Contact west side of the road from the gas station on the wall.
Throwing frags on the gas station. Check out.
Reference lays.
Blue team on me. We're pushing inside the gas station now.
On me, let's go. Yep, moving.
Wayne, keep moving.
Right behind you, Blake.
Yeah, so get security towards the west once you're in the compound. Over.
Yep, copy that.
Charlie is inside the gas station now. We're just northeast of the pump, so check your fire. Over.
I'm hit. I have a busted leg.
Alright, blue team, what's left of you, clear out the main building, go. Castle, get on me and hold western security from where I am. Over.
Yep, copy that. Philip is down, I repeat. This building is clear, by the way.
Alpha, be advised, we saw contact sporadically west side of the road. It's going to be west side of the gas station.
Work.
Yep, I'm hit as well.
Out action city. I say
Still
again,
up
Charlie,
stage.
move across street to assault, contact compound, break,
Still
Alpha,
up stage.
move, Viggs as needed to
Confirm,
support
Alpha.
Charlie.
Okay, you stop.
Charlie copies last time, over. Alright, Wayne, see if you can get in there and treat those casualties.
Copy. I'm not seeing this, by the way. Bahi's down too, I think.
Castle, if you're up, go help Wayne. Yep, copy that, moving to help him.
Son of a bitch, what the fuck happened?
Charlie has 2 times casualties in the gas station, over. Wayne's down and
Roger. Alpha, move to block and get those casualties.
the mass, I have 3 casualties in here. Roger. Correction, 3 times casualties were coming in and effective at this point. Over.
Alpha, if you're able to pull one Vic to the east side of the gas station around the sheet metal wall, you should be have good eyes over to the west side to engage contacts.
Hey, he's in the window.
Still up, Tage?
Alpha, contact
Confirm, I'm still
the
up.
northwest of gas station, one-story
I'm
brown
popping smoke,
building.
I'm working on these guys.
Alpha copies.
Contact, right side of the building, northwest. He's out in the field, northwest side.
One down.
Actually, we have one really.
Follow cons check forward.
Number Charlie 4-1.
Okay.
Alright, how are you doing with these casualties?
I'm working on Paw Agency COS.
Roger.
No heart rate, I'm doing CPR
Alpha,
on him right now.
push one wick the west side of the gas station. Make sure the left side is clear.
Apollo, are you able to push into the gas station and treat these casualties? Over.
Unknown, have we cleared the contact across the road that took them all out?
Unknown, over.
Alpha, get me a Vic blocking the entrance to the gas station so we can get Apollo in.
Alpha copy, getting a Vic over now.
Move the Vic closer.
I'm working on Win right now.
Back it up over here.
We need to load the casualties in the Vic. Get it right up to the entrance.
Yeah, if you were in here already, you can just tell me that you're in here and not getting shot at, and that would be fine as well.
Okay, yeah, sorry. I thought you watched me get in there. I thought you were right behind me. Alright.
No.
Perfect, right here.
Alright, do you want me to load anyone
I'm
right now?
doing one round of CPR on Philip and I'm throw him into a vehicle.
I'm bandaging Wayne's torso.
Yeah, we're good here.
He's been Philip's been bandaged so far.
Alright, Anna.
Watch out, Stanley.
Alpha, let's get a hard dismount while we get the casualties treated and loaded up.
Hard dismount. Alpha copies. Alright, if you're dismounting, make sure you get on security. Yep, already on it.
You can pie with the headwind.
Okay. Philip's loaded.
All anything goes on that.
What's Pahe on? Is he stable? You haven't bandaged his head.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to make sure that... Yeah, he's gonna need a lot of fluids now. Holy shit. His heart rate should not be at 216.
Yep.
Alright, I'm putting 500 into it and loading him into the vehicle.
I gave him 500 as well.
Alright, well yeah, he's at lost large amount, so... I'm picking him up. Let's go. Oh, he's up. There you go. Oh, Wayne's up.
3-1, load back in the Vics. We're gonna continue moving into the town.
Load back up in the Vic.
Alright, blue team on the league Vic right now. Blue team, are you inside the Vic, all of you?
Phillips in the other vehicle to your rear left, over.
Copy that. Wayne and I are on the first Vic.
Bay firm, over.
Alright, so Vic I'm in with Lacey and that. We're gonna be first Vic. Then we'll be second Vic. Where are we going?
Get in the vehicle cage.
Hold on, not everyone's in. Pressure will continue to the time there.
Pull out a little bit. Have him pull forward a little bit, see if that works.
Bear in mind, I don't have the GPS.
Apollo, are you able to get into the second? I can't get in the vehicle.